Okay, we are back. It is a beautiful, bright, sunny day, and we're ready to start filling this pool.
Yes, we are.
We were ready yesterday, but it just got dark on us, and we didn't get a chance to start filling it before it got dark, so we just kind of waited till this morning just to be on the safe side, make sure we didn't have any problems overnight. So we're going to get started filling here in just a minute. We just did one final cursory look over the pool to make sure everything's in good shape, and it does look good. Yeah, not a whole lot of leaves and junk blew in overnight, so that's a good thing.
It is.
You excited, hon?
Yeah. I'm over it.
Can't be over it. We're just starting to fill it.
I'm ready to move inside.
I know. But it's summertime, so we're thinking about getting the pool done.
Yes.
And obviously we want to be able to enjoy it a little bit this year. We wanted to do it last year, it just didn't happen. So we're looking forward to being able to use it some late summer into early fall.
Yes.
We got that big gas heater in there, so we should be able to enjoy the pool season a little bit later this year.
Definitely.
Excited about that. All right, so we're going to get ready to start putting some water in there. I got to put the floor return diverters in there, and then we'll be ready to start adding some water.
Yay.
All right, let's get her done. All right, babe, it's time.
I know. I can't believe you're letting me do this. I feel like you should do this.
Nope. Go for it.
All right, you ready?
Cranked it up.
3, 2, 1.
Kind of anticlimactic, wasn't it?
Oh. I think we should take bets on how long it's going to take.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Have a contest.
Yeah.
Free pool pass for the person who gets the closest.
I think we've already earned that, but
Not for us. I'm talking about people out there in Cyberland.
Okay. Wow.
Here we go.
I think it's going to take 40 hours.
33 days later. 40 hours?
Yes. What do you think? Pure gas.
Pure gas? Yeah, I'd say 2 days.
Well, is that 48 hours or is that?
That gives me a little wiggle room.
I know. Between us, whoever gets closer, the loser has to buy the other dinner.
That sounds fair.
Right?
Yeah. Either way, we get a dinner date out of it.
I know.
I like your way of thinking, hon. All right, so we're gonna let this fill, and over here in the pool house, still a little bit of work to be done. Got to make the final connections for the 2 pumps and some of the other electrical stuff. All the plumbing's done. It's just knocked loose and disassembled right now, sitting over here outside. But that's just going to be easy to screw back together with a few unions. Got a fan blowing in there right now. Got a little musty in there. Had some cave crickets move in. So other than hooking up the pumps, we got to wire the light fixture, put a transformer on the wall for that. And then the biggest thing is drilling a hole in the top of the roof over here, as I mentioned yesterday, because we got to get access to the filter assembly to be able to dump 350 pounds of Zia sand into it.
All right, wait. You dodged the question.
What question?
How long do you think it's going to take?
2 days.
No. Not again. Mine's within 2 days as well.
Yeah, good. Well, then we could both be right.
Quit being a politician. Just make a guess.
I did. 2 days. Whoever's the closest without going over. What'd you say? 40 hours?
I said 40.
40.5.
You're awful.
All right, let's get to work here.
You still didn't say anything.
I did. I said 40.5.
I know.
What? 48 hours. Fine.
All right.
There you go.
Okay.
We're getting ready to add a bottle of Jack's Magic Magenta stuff. It's good for rust and scale prevention.
Okay.
Doing a new pool, You have stuff from the plaster dust and all that sort of stuff. If you just circulate that through the pool, it can affect your salt cell. That stuff can bind to the salt cell and shorten the life of the salt cell. Those things are expensive, so you don't want to deal with that. In an older pool like this that we've just refinished, you're dealing with some new stuff in the paint, and then obviously with some old pipes.
Right.
There may be some rust or other contaminants in there, so as we start circulating the water, this stuff will bind to it, and it makes it fall out of solution. It forms a precipitate, and that stuff gets sucked into the filter, and then when you backwash the filter, you just wash it right out.
Okay,
So
cool.
it's a way to prevent stains and other things in the pool, and it also helps to lengthen the life of your salt cell.
All right.
So I'm going to try to pour this in here without getting it all over the place.
Or falling.
Or falling in the water, but you know, hey, at least it's clean water.
So the deep end has gotten really slippery since we've painted it. It is really hard to get in and out of. And we definitely have some rust issues. This drain right there, you can see, it's already rusted on the new paint. Cool.
It's magenta.
It is magenta. My favorite color.
It says not uncommon just to make the water look a little cloudy.
Oh, okay.
That's just as
At
it's
first?
binding your stuff, it forms a kind of a whitish
Okay.
precipitate. And but not to worry, that stuff gets sucked out in the filter.
Okay. So we'll just put one bottle in for now, and then.
Yeah, when we get a little more water in there later, we'll go ahead and add another.
Okay. Well, it has filled in nicely. I mean, we've got only been filling for what, maybe 10 minutes? And
yep.
Awesome.
Can't wait till it's up to the deep end.
Oh, I know. Exciting. All right, let's get to the pump house.
All right, so far so good on the pool fill. It's been going for about 2 to 2.5 hours at this point. I think we started around 10:30. It's about 12:50 at this point. And you can see we got the deep end. The return jets now are covered in water down there, the flow returns. So we've made some pretty good progress over the last couple hours. It's actually going faster than I thought it was going to. We've got great water pressure here, so I'm not really surprised, I guess, that we've got such a high volume of water going into the pool. But yeah, we're just tickled to death with how much water we got in there already. Amber just made a run to pick up pool chemicals, so we can go ahead and begin kind of water testing and trying to figure out where our balance is on everything. While she's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and work on the pool house. I've got to make some connections in there for the 2 pumps, as I mentioned before, and then go ahead and hook up the rest of the pipe and everything else, get this thing ready to start circulating. As soon as we get water up to the level of the skimmers, we'll be ready to go ahead and kick the pumps on and start filtering. Also have to chop a hole in the roof of the pump house, as I mentioned before. I'm going to get started on that as well. That way we can go ahead and fill up the pump, or the filter, with water. We got to put about half full of water, and then it's safe to go ahead and dump the Zeo sand in on top of that. And then we're ready to go ahead and purge the air and start filtering as soon as this thing gets enough water in it. So making good progress. I'm going to get into the pool house and start plugging away. All right, so I'm getting ready to drill the first hole in the top of the pool house roof. I've got a bucket sitting on top of the pool filter just to catch any debris and stuff that might fall through. I've measured a couple different ways. Hopefully we get it pretty well centered with this first shot, and then I'll go out from there and do a number of holes in a radius around that center hole, and that way we've got, you know, a large, say 8-inch hole to access the top of the filter housing, and that way we can go ahead and get all our Zeo sand poured down in the housing and get the filter ready for action. So let's get this hole drilled and see how close we are. All right, so I used the Bosch roto hammer to bust a hole in the top of the pool house, and you can see we've got pretty good access there now. A couple of pieces of rebar. I'm gonna have to take at least one of those out. I'm gonna make a funnel out of a piece of leftover drain pipe that I can use to dump the Zeo sand into the top of the filter housing. So I'm going to cut one of those pieces of rebar out. I'll go get my grinder and use that to remove the rebar. And that should give us the access that we need. But we just used a combination of a big old bit and then a chiseled bit, and that chipped all this stuff out of the way. Kind of a pain, kind of messy, but I kept the shop vac running the whole time to help with the dust. And then down below there I used that was a bin that held nails or screws or something, and just drilled a hole in the top of that so I could slip it around the vent pipe there, and then dropped it right down on top of the filter housing so I didn't have to worry about getting any debris or anything like that in the filter, and minimize the amount of stuff that fell down into the pool house. All right, there we go. We got a nice hole in the top of the pump house now. Got the rebar cut out of the way. There you can see that bucket I had sitting on top of the skimmer there to catch all the rocks and dirt and junk. I sucked it out with the shop vac, and now we're ready to pull that off, clean up inside there, and we're going to use a piece of ductwork here as our funnel to dump the geosand into the top of the filter housing. Amber just made it back from the big box store with a whole load of pool stuff. Hey, hon.
Hey.
She's admiring the water in the pool. Just got done making use of the new net, cleaning out a few leaves. Got it looking good, babe?
Yep.
You gonna enjoy that job from here on out?
No.
Oh, okay. Is that my job?
I was hoping someone else would.
Maybe Grant. We'll talk Grant into that.
Boy's job, yeah.
Yeah, he's old enough. All right, let's dump that geosand in. All right, we're in the process of putting the geosand in the filter. 4 25-pound bags down.
10 to go.
10 to go. So you can see the top of the filter down there. See the hole we chopped in the roof. There's our funnel. Pretty ingenious, huh, babe?
Yes, you're brilliant.
Wow. Just a little sarcasm in that. Anyways, it's working pretty well for a cardboard funnel.
It is. It's doing a good job.
A little bit of a slow process, but anyways, it's working. We're not spilling all over the place. So we're gonna get these, and there's 2 more boxes down there on the dolly. Get those loaded in, and then maybe take a break, get something to eat.
Get some dinner.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, let's get back to it. The pool's looking good. You can see water creeping up on the shallow end there. Cannot wait to jump into that thing. 4 more.
Yay! Those aren't heavy, are they?
Getting heavier as we go.
I don't know.
Well, the bags were only 25 pounds.
Yeah, that's a relief. The boxes are 50, but it'd be hard to hold a 50-pound bag up.
It would.
And not spill it.
I'm just glad we only needed 350 pounds of this stuff versus 700 pounds of sand.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Oh.
It was more expensive, but not terribly
Was.
bad.
Was. Yeah, a little bit more than twice the sand, but
Yeah.
I think worth it.
I do too.
It's supposed to last a little longer, then you can use it to fertilize your flower beds when you're done with it.
Exactly. Okay. Let's get these last 4 bags in.
Let's do it. So I'm getting some wiring done here in the pool house. Last time I worked on the wiring, I did the heater, and there's a 220 wire that goes to the breaker box there, and then there's a signal wire that goes up to the electronic control panel. And now I'm working on the main pump, the variable speed pump, and I'm running 220 to it through that flexible conduit, and then I'll also run a control wire back to the control panel as well. It just has to be small gauge. It's just like 18 gauge wire. Really, thermostat wire is all you need. You could use probably Ethernet cable or anything that's 18 gauge, but that runs down through the bottom of the panel and then comes across here. That'll get zip tied up and look all nice and neat, and that'll go there. And then I'll put the rest of the plumbing back in and set the smaller 3/4 horse pump with the water feature and get it wired in. Meanwhile, in the pool, the water's continuing to fill. Amber's monitoring the water level.
I couldn't resist.
How's the water level doing, babe?
Good.
How's it feel?
Oh, wonderful.
First time you ever been able to put your feet in the water in the pool? We've been in the water before, but it's never been
No.
anything you've wanted to enjoy. Grant's here flying his drone.
I don't think I get it into the pool, Grant.
fly.
The fly.
I don't really trust you yet. I don't think I get it over the water.
Anyways, never know what you're going to run into down here.
Do what?
Never know what you're going to run into down here. All right, well, I'm going to get back to work on the wiring, and Grant's going to fly the drone. Maybe get some pictures of the house from above. All right, enjoy the water, hon. So Reed and one of his little buddies, Caleb, is here. They're checking out the pool. Guys, don't go out there.
You have to get a
Get
fishing
that
pole
side.
and get it out.
Get one side.
Caleb, don't-
We've got the
don't
leaf
flip
net.
it.
We can get your flip flop. You know,
I'm just gonna run around in circles.
no, you'll slip and fall in. Just be careful.
I mean, that's enough to be a
Kids are enjoying it already.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this evening. It's getting dark now, and we're packing up, putting all the tools away, and heading for the house. We have the deep end full at this point, so it's really exciting to see the water filling up there. The kids have already been down with their buddies and have had a little fun splashing around the water. I can only imagine how much fun it's going to be once we have the pool completely full, the concrete deck done around it, and the kids are out here all the time playing with their friends, and we're out here enjoying it. So it's really going to make it all worthwhile once we can see that come to life. I got some more electric work done in the pool, got the main variable speed pump wired up. Still got to run the control wire from the control panel down to the pump itself, but that won't take very long, just a couple of quick connections there. But other than that, it's done, and then it's a matter of putting the manifold back together and then attaching the 3/4 horse pump. That's the one that runs the water feature. So I'll do that tomorrow and get the wiring done for it. And then that's pretty much it. I got to do my bonding grid from the pool back to the pump house, and then all the electric equipment in the pump house has to be bonded together. So that'll be the last thing that we take care of before we let anybody get in the pool and have fun with that. So we're getting real close. Can't wait to have all this stuff up and running, making sure that everything works right, and making sure that all the plumbing and everything is nice and tight, no leaks, and then we'll get the concrete done, and the pool will really be looking good at that point. So thanks for hanging out with us. We'll be back down here tomorrow. Going to take care of some more of this electric work, so be sure to tune back in, and we'll see you guys then.